Well, good morning, and how are we all doing? I'm Cassandra B, and this is your energy report of the day. Today is Wednesday. It is WTF start. Today begins with pressure and is going to end with possibility. There's a beautiful energy that's going to shift throughout the day. So the emotional body is doing a lot of work right now, and this morning especially, you can feel too much, too fast, with not enough space to process. But if you move with awareness, the day opens into connection, encouragement, and surprising insight. Doesn't that just sound lovely for how we're going to move through the day? Yippee. All right, just going to make sure I went live here. We've been glitching out a little bit this week. There we go. All right, so let's keep going. Still a little glitchy. Facebook's been a little weird. Anybody got any ideas why that might be? Anyway, let's get on with it. Today's core energies are at play. So we have the Cancer moon, emotional friction, boundary lessons, all of this kind of shifting. The morning carries tension with that moon in Cancer. So Saturn has the a pressure and responsibility energy. Mars is irritation, reactivity, and then Mercury, which is today, is about mental strain and overthinking. So this is kind of that emotional energy that we're in right now. So you can feel overwhelmed, emotional fatigue. I've had a little of that going on the last couple of days, I won't lie. Snapping quicker than usual. I have felt that inside me. Now I haven't acted on it mostly, but I have felt that energy kind of coming through and having kind of moments of and just going, okay, don't engage in that, because if I engage, that's about me. All the rest of it is about everybody else, right? So don't engage into that kind of crazy. Feeling unsupported or misunderstood right now, that's kind of coming through a little bit. So just be careful though that you're not blaming others when your needs aren't being met. Make sure that you are doing what you need for your own self. There is a truth underneath it that there's a bit of a boundary check right now. So where are you overextending? Not speaking, where are you not speaking your truth? Where are you not speaking clearly? Where are you expecting others to regulate what you actually are the only ones that can? Silly cat hair. There we go. That's driving me crazy. So there isn't, the energy isn't here to punish. It is, we're in an energy that is all about recalibrating where we've been, what's been going on, how we've been maneuvering through. So we have a quiet reset kind of happening, and around midday, there'll be a bit of a softer window for us, a bit of a subtle but powerful invite to do a little more self-care. So usually our self-care kind of comes on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but today it's actually asking you to do a little bit of leaning in, self-care, nurturing yourself, emotionally paying attention, and then choosing discretion over reaction, over all of that kind of mental crazy that's going up inside your head. Don't engage in that. Think it through. If you're getting really congested in your mind, write it out. Write down all of the things that have been bothering you, driving you crazy. They're in your mind. Write them down. When you are finished, set the alarm for 2 or 3 minutes, because honestly, it's a lot of time to put yourself into that. And when you put a little bit of pressure on yourself, everything kind of just pops out and you're easily written. Now, some of us do get all of a sudden going, I don't know what to write. Don't overthink it, just write. And then go away. Once you've written everything for 2 or 3, 4, 5 minutes, I don't care what you set your time for, walk away from that, come back later with a highlighter, highlight the things that are bothering you, things that so when you're highlighting, what you're wanting to do is skim the paper for the words that jump out, the sentences that jump out. We're not reading it this time. We're just highlighting the moments that we notice. So when you see a word, oh, that pops out, just highlight that. And then once you've got all those words highlighted, read just the words that are highlighted. There will be a message for you. There will be a byline through there. There will be something to give you better clarity of where you are right now and what's going on for you. So that's just a little tidbit you can take for yourself today to find a way to, when you aren't sure exactly what you're thinking or feeling, it's a nice way to bring clarity easily in by also throwing up all the stuff onto your paper that is stuck inside your body. So just a little tidbit there for you today. That's something my clients really, really do appreciate, and they use it a lot for those moments when their mind is spiraling. So, one thing we do want to pay attention to today is listen more than we speak. Today is a listen in day. Although today is Mercury and that's all about communication, the communication today is more about listening more than speaking. There is wisdom available today in stillness. So if you don't step into that rush, you will find yourself into a much better space to be able to respond. If you are listening, you will respond with care and compassion. If you are just waiting to respond, it's going to get a little murky today. So please, please, please listen in, then say it in your head, pull it into your belly, and then speak it out loud, because that will help you to be in a much better flow so that you are speaking from truth and from an internal instead of just reaction to throw things out there. Good morning, Lindsay. So there is also a moon conjuncting Jupiter. So this is emotional expansion and connection. So by this afternoon, the energy will lift. It will, that heavy fog will begin to move. We've kind of been in a fog the last few days. It's going to start moving out later on today into this evening and the next few days. So thank goodness, because I can tell you my words have not been coming. My clarity is really murky and I can't seem to really settle into thinking and moving and doing. So I am very grateful that that's going to shift out today. So you will feel, or you may feel, not guaranteed, but as that heaviness moves, you may feel more open-hearted, more generous, ready to connect with people, wanting to actually be out in the world with people. And this is really helping today too. Yesterday and today and tomorrow, there's some great weather here in Manitoba. So that is helping us to want to actually step back out into being with people. So get ready to reconnect and be with people, right? That kind of shift. We can feel the spring coming. I have very little snow in my yard, so that shift also, right? So now we're able to see the bigger picture. We're able to actually step into that spring, summer energy and start getting a little bit more, okay, dreamy thinking. What am I going to do this year? What am I going to put out? Where am I going to go? What do I want to be a part of? Right? You can feel that kind of creeping in after the last few days of kind of being heavy in the mindset. So there is a beautiful energy, like I said, to shift in today. It's a little stuck this morning, but it will get better. And so that energy will encourage you to move forward. It'll also encourage you with being in Mercury. We will get into sharing our own voice. It's just not this morning. It's more later this evening. So then sharing, but try not to do it with blame. That is not the energy we want to step into, and that's not the energy that's supported today. We want to share honestly without blame. We want to connect, but not be in tension. We want to offer support or ask for it to be received. We want to be in that ebb and flow of it. So let your heart open once again, finally, after it being kind of a little stuck, because we've been in our own minds, in our own bodies, in our own selves for the last few months, and really probably the last 18 months. But we're getting into that space where we're actually wanting to shift in. We're wanting to be with people. We're wanting to be open-hearted and light being and actually move into wherever this is taking us. There is an approach with Venus today. Venus is nearing a powerful conjunction with Uranus, so exact tomorrow. So we're on the edge of change. We're on the edge of this space of, so you might feel a little restlessness in your relationships. You might feel a shift in your values and desires. This is really over the next 24 to 48 hours is really going to shift through. Unexpected insights about your love life, your money, your direction, what you're wanting, where you're going, even different ththings that are bubbled up. I had something bubble up yesterday in a different way about my business and went, well, isn't that interesting? And then went and did a little bit of it, down the rabbit hole and came back out to go, that's okay. Not the same. Move forward. So it was just, little things that have been bubbling up because we're wanting to come into clarity. We're wanting to be clear about who we are, what we're offering, and what we're doing with ourselves moving forward. There is really more about being we're getting more clarity, so that we are in readiness, so that we can move into purpose. That is, and it's more purpose because we're already in our purpose. So you're like, it's not like we wouldn't have anything to do yesterday and today we're like, oh, no. It's just that it's shifting in so that you are more embodied in self, more embodied in where you're moving. So something that once felt uncertain is now ready to move forward differently. That is the shift we're going through. And Mercury is a Wednesday, right? Wednesday is all about communication flow. So, and it is direct right now. So the conversations are moving forward. There is idea exchange. There's, back and forth. But like I said, listen a little extra today before we go into speaking. There's a bit of a mental movement right now, so make sure that you're clear in the mind before we speak it out loud. And be careful about that fire to the face energy. It's still a little bit under there. It's not as bad as it was, but there's still a little fire on the tongue, so be careful on how you speak with others. Speak to others the way you want to be spoken. Keep your energy low. Remember, if you engage in conversation that is triggering, that's about you, not about them. Good morning, good morning, good morning to all you lovely beings. There is a difference with pacing, listening, and presence today. We're wanting to slow ourselves down, be in presence, and listen in, and then share. So spaciousness, thoughtfulness, but we want to be intentional when we do speak. That is the one thing. We want to get out of that reactive, defensive, scattered energy and move way more into the intentional. So be intentional with your words today. Then we have the beautiful animal of the day, which is the dog and the coyote. And the dog is always here to remind us to be loyal, to be in love, to be emotionally safe, to, about unconditional love, grounding presence. And loyalty does not mean that you bury your head in the sand and you just follow along. That's a lap dog. We're not lap dogs. We are loyal. It's this energy. It's staying with the people that are loyal to us. It is being loyal to the people that love us and care for us and all of those things. Loyalty comes from emotional safety. So it has to go hand in hand. If you don't feel emotionally safe, you're probably not going to be very loyal, and you probably aren't going to love where you're at. So think about that for yourself today. Reminder that you are not alone. You don't have to go through anything by yourself. The dog is also to remind you about that, because loyalty, friendship, showing up, being that is also a part of dog energy. It's reminding you to show up for others, to be loyal to your group, to not talk behind people's backs, because then that becomes about you, and then your loyalty gets shifted aside because nobody's going to share anything with you if you're sharing it with everybody else. So really think about how you want yourself to be. Are you loyal? Or are you a little bit of a sacred trickster? Now, there's nothing wrong with being a bit of a coyote, but coyotes also have disruption. They have humor. They are a bit of a paradox. They bring in sudden shifts. They remind you that people can be a little tricky. And as much as coyote also comes in with that loyalty, because coyotes are a part of the dog family, but they come in with a sacred trickiness. They come in with, there are lessons to learn, and they're going to be here to teach you. So if something goes off today, plans change, emotions spike, something feels chaotic, it's probably a coyote giving you a little bit of a test, because there's a lesson. You don't need to take things so seriously. And sometimes when plans get canceled, it's the best thing that could have happened to you, because maybe you were going to go into something that was not for you, not going to be good for you, or any of those things. So sometimes we need to actually get okay with when plans change, because they may be so much better for you. I know we look forward to things and we get all excited about it, but instead of looking at it, oh, woe is me, look at it as, how can I use that energy differently? What else am I supposed to do today? If that's not supposed to happen, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to use that energy? Instead of getting angry and disappointed, now we can have a little disappointment when we're looking forward to things, but change that disappointment into, all right, I have a free moment. What am I going to do with it? Where do I want to go? If I have nothing to do, what is it that I could do? Change the way you're looking at things, change the way you're being in things, and you will change. So the other thing is to also remember to just laugh at the silliness, laugh at the moments that are rough, laugh in maybe in the most inconvenient places. I've laughed at a funeral. We all have moments where, tensions and stuff, and sometimes the best thing you can do to lessen the energy, to find that spark inside yourself again, is just to giggle. If it's not working, laugh. If it is working, laugh. It's okay. You can laugh today. Take on some of that hyena energy because that is also a part of the dog family, and have a little giggle today. There is an energy that the dog keeps the heart open and the coyote keeps the mind flexible. So if you can bring those two energies together, stay soft, but don't stay rigid, right? We want to be in that ebb and flow. We want to play in the trickiness of our own self, and we want to be loyal to ourselves and the people around us. That's kind of where we're at. And we still have that beautiful turtle and ant on the undercurrent. It's still reminding us that the turtle is emotional protection. Remember, you carry your home with you. That's your body. You can pull back inside yourself at any moment, and you can step out and leave that space as well. Remember, you are in charge of you. Your home is with you. You and your home can leave at any point. So maybe that's what you need to do. And sometimes you need to just pop inside your shell and not be a part of what's going on. And that's just kind of backing away from the scenario and sitting back. It's okay. You don't have to be engaged in every moment. You do not have to be a part of every conversation. You can just sit back and take a breath and just return to center. Protect your energy. Take a nice deep breath, settle your cortisol, bring down all of those, find some funny giggles in your head, waken up some endorphins, and then come back and go, all right, I'm good. That is kind of that energy, because that's the turtle. We need to remember to be able to pull back. And then coming in with that ant energy, right? That focus, the practical space. But it's also about taking care about what's in front of you. The ant looks after what's right in front of it. It looks after the responsibilities. Ants are very much... work as a co-op. They work together. They don't scatter their energy. They know that if they stay strong together, that they are stronger together than they ever are apart. So stay grounded while everything is shifting, and then find those people and move in with those. So handle responsibilities steadily today. We don't want to avoid it. We want to handle it and move forward with it, because we don't want it to be on our plate tomorrow or the next day as we shift into a kinder energy. Today is a bit of a doing energy, but it's doing for self, not so much for others, although that ant is still the undercurrent. We're in the me energy today before we come into the we energy. That's why we want to be careful about our voice, how we're being, how we're speaking, all of those things. There is a bit of an emotional pressure today, and there's to be in conscious response, heart expansion. This is a day for catching yourself before reacting, choosing responsibility over blame, moving from overwhelm into connection. So this is the energy we are shifting into. So take a nice deep breath, center yourself in, be clear with who you are, what you want, and where you are going, and then move. Do it. Do that thing. Step into space. Today's guidance is take responsibility for your emotional needs. Don't speak from reactivity. Pause first. Listen more than you talk. That's a hard one for me, I know. Let yourself give and receive support today. This is a day, really. Ask for support. If you're struggling even in a little bit, ask for support. We want to stay flexible when things don't go as planned, but slow down when overwhelmed, right? So don't get, if things don't go the way they're planned, that's okay. Go with it. Be in the present moment. Don't worry about the way you expect it to be or the way you want it to be. How about just enjoy the way it is and see where that might take you? You might find out things about yourself you didn't know. You might go places you never thought of. You might see and be a part of things that never would have crossed your mind because you were trying to control every moment. If you just flow with it and maybe just allow yourself to get pulled along for a ride today, you might find things about yourself that you never even knew were possible. So sometimes we need to let go of control and just flow with the energy that is and allow others to take the lead on what that might look like. So what we do want to do, though, is focus on what truly matters today. So that is something you have a little control on. The closing insight for today: this day may start messy. Emotions may rise. Tensions may surface. Things may not go exactly as planned, but that's not failure. That's movement. The real power today is not in controlling everything. It's in how you respond when you can't. Right? How are you going to respond when you can't control the situation? I sometimes don't respond very well. I got a whole lot of fire that can come out at times. I am really trying to work on that. So what are you working on right now? How do you, when you are can't control something, how do you respond? How do you come into your space? So take a nice deep breath today. Stay open, stay grounded, stay a little bit light with it. And because by the end of the day, there will be space to move and shift and be. So just trust by the end of the day, you will be saying, WTF. Anyway, I hope you have a beautiful day. We'll see you again tomorrow for the end of the report. Remember, big abundant vision. But remember, the only thing you can do is take one bold ass step into you today. So that is all we're worried about. That's all we're doing. Remember, just to take one step, just one, into whatever direction you're going. Do one step for yourself today and you will be better than you were yesterday. So anyway, have a beautiful day. I'll see you again tomorrow for the end of the report. Bye.